Hello everybody, I'm the Cricket Freak and I'm going to be talking about RCB versus RR on today's podcast. Uh, this is the second nail biter and a nail biter win for RCB after that game against MI. But the best part is that today's win came for RCB at Chinnaswamy. So that's going to be a very big positive for RCB and its fans. Let's get into the details of the game, and I'm going to be mainly talking about the things that were highlights according to me. And as a viewer, again, I'm not any expert in all these things, but anyway, as a viewer, I had so much fun watching the game today. The first and foremost highlight that I felt was the approach with which RCB have batted today. I thought they had a great start. They did not lose a wicket in the power play. Phil Salt and Kohli, they batted through, which was like the best thing for me. I already made a podcast about RCB's approach after they lost to, I think after they lost to Gujarat or after they lost to Delhi. I exactly don't remember, but after one of the games, I made an episode. I think this was after Delhi because they were losing wickets in clusters while they were batting first. To RCB's credit, I think they have lost all the tosses, and which is like a very very bad thing on a ground like Chinnaswamy, where dew plays quite a role, and then the pitches also have been tricky, and it has not been the traditional belter of a wicket on Chinnaswamy. At Chinnaswamy. So whenever RCB was asked to bat first, they were trying to put as much score as possible on the board for their bowlers to defend, and in that process they were losing wickets in cluster, especially guys like Padikkal, Kohli, who could stand and do what they did today. They were not able to execute that because they were just blindly trying to slog and get to as much target as to set as much target as possible for the oppositions. But today the best part was including Phil Salt. Both of Phil Salt and Kohli, they just took their time. They understood, especially when Jofra Archer was bowling. He was bowling bullets today, and it was amazing to see how he could extract that much bounce from that pitch. Even Hazelwood did not get that much bounce from the pitch today, and the speed with which Jofra was bowling, almost touching 150 consistently, that was worth watching. And when Jofra was bowling today, I felt Kohli and Salt played really well, and Salt actually tried to come across and hit him through square leg in one of the first deliveries, and then he figured that when he figured that the ball was not coming onto the bat that easily, he changed his plan and he stood by until Hasaranga came, and he decided that now is the time for me to go, and then he got out. But that's fine because he still played 23 balls, so that's the biggest positive. If somebody like a Salt and somebody like Kohli, if they can play anywhere close to 30 to 35 balls, guys like Tim David and Jitesh Sharma, when they come, they will only have 15 or 10 balls to work with, and that's the best case scenario. Rather than Tim David having to face 10 overs, it's better if he can just face 10 or 15 balls. We can get the best out of him. So the roles were defined very very clearly today. The way Salt and Kohli batted through the power play when they were asked to bat first. So number one positive for Bangalore today is that in spite of losing the toss, they put up a great score today. And Kohli, I just feel he's back to doing, I don't know even if I can say he's back to doing what he's best at, because he has always been in form, except those 2-3 games in Chinnaswamy where he was not finding his rhythm at all because of the pitch or whatever, strategy or whatever. But Kohli is just doing amazingly well in the last few games. I think this is his second 50 on the trot and fifth 50 in this season of the IPL. This is just amazing what Kohli is doing, and I'm not going to be surprised if he gets another 500 run season. And Padikkal, I'm pleasantly surprised by how well Padikkal is playing this season. I had zero hopes on him, and I was struggling to understand why Padikkal was being bagged ahead of players like Jacob Bethel or even Manoj Bhandage, who has done really well for Karnataka in Syed Mushtaq Ali and all those tournaments. But Padikkal is just amazing and the way he has played last game and this game, and the way Kohli and Padikkal stitch partnerships more than thrice in this tournament already, I just feel they are and the aggression with which Padikkal is playing, he scored at 185 today, and in today's pitch, trust me, was not as easy as Padikkal made it look. Especially in the first innings, it was not coming onto the bat that easily, but he was finding his pockets very easily and was scoring those boundaries with so much ease. If you just see, RCB only scored 6 sixes today, but they still got to 205. That's because of how well they ran between the wickets also. So credit to Padikkal and Kohli for yet again standing up for the team and just doing what they are best at. Rajat Patidar coming at 5 to accommodate Tim David at 4, because by the time Padikkal's wicket had fallen, or Kohli's wicket had fallen, it was already, I think, the 15th or 16th over. 16th over actually, when Kohli's wicket had fallen. So they wanted Tim David to at least face 15-20 balls, so which was an ideal case scenario. And Jitesh also batted really well, and I think to put up 205 on that pitch, it's just a very, very amazing thing. But anyway, coming back to Rajasthan's bowling, I felt Sandeep Sharma, although he took a couple of wickets, he looked a little off color today. Hasaranga and Archer were my picks of bowlers from their end. They really bowled well. Fazal Haq, Farooqi and Tushar Deshpande, I have no words for him. I don't know why he is being picked over Akash Madwal, who has proven himself so much while he was playing for Mumbai. I feel it's high time Akash Madwal starts playing for RR in place of Tushar Deshpande, and Sandeep Sharma has to reinvent a little bit, maybe in terms of how his slower ones are being too predictable. But his slower bouncers today were really good actually, but some of his other deliveries were not up to the mark, because his speed is an issue, so he has to have more variations probably. So with that, I felt Sandeep Sharma was has just fallen short a little bit, but Hasaranga was just on point. Riyan Parag bowled 3 overs, and with his choice of bowlers, I was a little baffled, to say the least, because Jofra was not brought on to bowl until 16th over, when he's your best bowler and when he's having such a good day. I feel to break Kohli Padikkal's partnership, Jofra Archer was his best chance, but I don't understand why he was not brought in until 16th over, and why Parag was bowling until 15th over. He bowled 3 overs for 30 runs, so I think it's just self-explanatory. But anyway, coming back to how Rajasthan started their chase, it looked like they had all the intent in the world to get to 205. They knew the pitch was not as easy as it is, as RCB made it look. So Jaiswal and Suryavanshi, both of them had started off really well. They played really aggressively, and I guess at least they got 20 to 25 runs off outside edges and inside edges, which is fair, because I feel luck always favors the brave. So Jaiswal's batting was, in patches it looked amazing. The pull shot he hit of Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the first over, and then how he played Hazelwood also until he got out was just amazing today. So Jaiswal, to his credit, I think he played a very, very good knock. To play at 258 in a 205 chase, I think that's the dream start anybody would ever want. And Nitish Rana, he started off well, but then again he got slow at the end. So probably that's one place where he might want to work on. And with Riyan Parag, it's a curious case for me. He has batted so well in the last season, and when it comes to this season, he's again struggling to make his innings big. He's getting some good starts. Even today he had 22 of 10, and that shot of Krunal Pandya was just, I feel, so unnecessary at that point of time. Playing cross-batted shots at Chinnaswamy has proven to be a very, very wrong trick in the last 4 games, and again he went for that slog sweep and he top-edged that ball straight to Jitesh. But I think Parag has to find ways to score bigger innings, score bigger runs in the games to come. And I don't know, as a captain, maybe Riyan Parag, it's too early for him to be captaining a side. And Dhruv Jurel, that over of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the 19th over of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, he was extremely good. Uh, but but other than that, his start also was a bit slow. I felt the way they played spinners, they could have just gone in with a little more intent. But I felt that they took it for granted that they're anyway going to win. It looked like that, at least for me, the way they were playing Krunal and Suyash. They just let them bowl those dots and all of that. And to Krunal's credit, he bowled extremely well today. Even Suyash did an amazing job. Both of them 4 overs for 31 runs, but Krunal got 2 important wickets of Nitish Rana and Riyan Parag, and that sort of broke the middle order and the strength of RR's batting. But with respect to Dhruv Jurel, I feel he can probably have a better start. He's taking it too deep, and when you know it's gonna be tough against bowlers like Hazelwood, Yash Dayal, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who have done really well in the past, I feel like taking the game that deep is probably not the best of ideas. And today it was proven again. And that 19th over from Josh Hazelwood, we can just make one episode on that. The way he read batters and their ideas, and the way he executed every single ball in that over. He was not just blindly bowling Yorkers, he was mixing up those length balls and the Yorkers and everything, and those wide Yorkers. He was just doing amazingly well in that 19th over. I felt that over changed everything, because when you need 40 runs of 3 overs and you score 22 runs of just 1, you are just left with 18, and then the bowling side is obviously on the back foot, but then you need somebody like Hazelwood to absorb all the pressure and then bowl an over where you just give 1 run. And that for me is the best over of this IPL so far. To hold your nerves and bowl in such a fashion, it's just amazing. He took 2 wickets off that over, and he got Jofra in the very first ball, and that I must also credit a couple of people for that over. Number 1 is Jitesh for asking Rajat to review the wicket of Dhruv Jurel. That was a very, very crucial decision to make, and I'm glad they made that, because that was the game changer for me. And secondly, Rajat Patidar's field placement, I think putting Romario Shepherd in wide slip, deep slip actually, deep first slip almost, where he knew that there was a chance of an edge going to that place, and they almost leaked almost 20 to 30 runs on that area, and he kept Romario Shepherd at that place, and which is why they got a dot of that last ball, and because Shubham Dubey had to get back to strike. So when you're chasing 17 runs in 1 over, number 1, chasing 17 runs in an over is going to be anyway tough. Playing against a guy like Yash Dayal, who has really good slower balls, cutters, Yorkers and everything. So it's definitely going to be difficult. But also, when you had 18 runs in 2 overs and it comes down to 1 over 17 runs, it adds that much more pressure on you. So I don't want to say anything to Shubham Dubey. That was a full toss, and on any other day he would have easily cleared the fence, and that too in a ground like Chinnaswamy, easily he would have cleared the fence, but it was just not his day, and that much pressure, it's completely understandable. And the moment that 19th over from Hazelwood was over, it was almost fixed that RR was nowhere close to winning the game. But I also feel a little bad for RR that they've bottled 3 chases now, which were all their games to lose, and they lost 3 out of 3, and I just feel so bad for them. But at the same time, I feel the lower order, especially Shimran Hetmyer, Shubham Dubey, Dhruv Jurel, Jofra Archer, Vanindu Hasaranga, they have 9 batters. Like Jofra and Vanindu can hit a long ball, and they have almost 9 batters. So I just feel they could have easily won at least 2 of those games, especially the 9 of 6 games. I just don't know how they bottled. And even today, 18 of 2 overs, when you have Dhruv Jurel, Shubham Dubey, Jofra, and Hasranga with 4 batters, or you can just say 3 batters in all. 2, and if you count Jofra and Vanindu together as 1 batter, you have 3 good batters, and they should have chased that down. RR will be very, very disappointed with their performances in the last 3 games. But like Parag said in the post-match, they are just going to be playing for their pride now. And they also have a chance to upset teams like Mumbai and a few others in the games to come, because Mumbai has a game at Jaipur against RR, and if they manage to win that, Mumbai is looking so good in terms of how they are playing and how everybody is clicking at the right time. But if they lose against RR, it's going to be a tough one, because they are going to be playing Punjab, DC and Gujarat also, apart from Rajasthan. So if they lose against Rajasthan, it's going to be tough for them, their playoff chances and all of that. So now these teams, Rajasthan or be it Sunrisers or Chennai, they have a chance to upset some other teams, because it's almost game over for almost all these teams. For Rajasthan, definitely they I don't see a chance of them making a comeback. At least for Sunrisers and Chennai, they can still try and win everything from here and win big and probably aim at qualifying. But for Rajasthan, even other results have to fall in place. So anyway, it's that time of the season where calculators have to come out and you start making tables where you keep predicting who's going to win against whom for your favorite team to reach the playoffs. For RCB, I think it's a very good sign that they finally won at home. Their next home games are against Sunrisers and Chennai. So hopefully they should be able to at least win, and KKR also. So even if they manage to win 2 out of the 3, because their away games are the tougher ones relatively, because they're going to be playing Delhi and Lucknow. And if they manage to win 1 out of that and 2 out of this, they would be hoping for a top 2 finish. But anyway, it was a great game, and finally a very, very good result for very, very good result for RCB at home. Let's see what they do against Delhi on Sunday. That's gonna be the game of the tournament for me, because they are fighting for the same spot, that is the second spot. So that match is gonna decide a lot of things. I'm really excited for that game. Stay tuned to the Cricket Freak.